Hey, Wentbog World Entertainment, and as you can see the headline here, the Batman Part 2 will seemingly keep the same Batmobile, but what about Bruce Wayne's Batsuit? Yeah, there's speculation now that he will get some sort of new suit, or at least upgrade the suit he already has. It comes from an interesting place, this. Now, I've been asking this question for a while. Will he get a new suit in this movie, and would the Batmobile get upgraded and stuff? Because look, this Batmobile, it's grown on me. I still just, it's just basically a muscle car with a few extra bits to it. I would rather it be a little more of a Batmobile, if you know what I mean. Of course, if you go back and look at the comic books, like the first original Batmobiles were just standard cars. The only difference is they might have like a fin added to it, or sometimes they'd have like a kind of a shield in the shape of like the cowl on the front of the cars. But overall they were normal cars. They were Bruce Wayne's cars, just modified. But the Batsuit, now that is one thing a lot of people have been talking about a lot, because it is the case of, will it change? Because it did just look like a biker suit basically. Now the top half, the chest plate and stuff like that is fine. It's the gauntlets on the arms that I have an issue with, the collar, but more so the legs, because the legs were literally just trousers and yeah, a few pads on, and it was just like, it just looks like a guy going for a ride on his motorbike. But let's have a look at this, and then we'll look at some concept art, because the concept art, what you could do with the already existing suit, I like. There is one though that when you look at it, it's like, oh, I appreciate what you were trying to do, but oh, and it's oof, because it's basically, it looks like it's meant to be Ben Affleck's Batman, but he's anorexic. You'll see what I mean when we get to it, but let's dive into this part first. So it's saying the Batman Part 2 begins filming next month. It technically is already filming. And with Liverpool, England once again doubling for Gotham City, there's a strong chance we'll get to see the cast on set. Hopefully, that will include Batman and his new suit. A fan recently visited the Warner Brothers Studios tour in Hollywood and learned that the Cape Crusaders Batmobile from 2022's The Batman has been removed because it's being used for production. The Batsuit, however, was still there, leading to some pretty convincing speculation that Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne will get a new costume in the Batman Part 2. It makes sense, but there are some caveats worth bearing in mind. Now, this part is funny what they kind of try and say, and this might be why it's not going to change. So, for starters, it's highly doubtful that a big budget movie would recycle an old Batsuit, especially one that's been on display for a while. The funny thing about that remark is, they do realise they make more than one suit. There's like 20 of the bloody things. There's not just one suit. They make a bunch of them. There's, on different versions, you have the standard walk around suit. Then you'll have one that's designed for the action scenes. Then you'll have like the stunt one. There's multiple suits. There's not just one. So this idea of, I doubt they're going to recycle the Batsuit that's on display. It's like, no, but they'll have other ones there. So the Batmobile is a little different, as it's a hugely expensive vehicle that can come in handy, even if it's just for camera tests like the ones recently shared by filmmaker Matt Reeves. It's also worth remembering that the Batman Part 2 takes place a short amount of time after the first movie. It's doubtful that the hero has completely redesigned his look, so we'd only expect some cosmetic tweaks rather than a full-blown new costume. For now though, we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, we're not expecting like a completely different suit, but if you keep like the main armored part, like the chest and the abs and stuff, that's fine. But it's the arms and particularly the legs, I think, that needs to change. So as you can see, this is kind of one of the ideas that has been put out there. So You can see now this one is kind of completely different, but the gauntlets, they still have those weird kind of, I can't even remember what they were, those line things on the wrists basically, but you can see the blades, the traditional tree spikes coming off that, but it does look more like a all-in-one Batsuit. You know, the trousers look like they're part of the upper torso sections, stuff like that. The cape, it looks somewhat similar. There is like the collar part doesn't look as high as it was. That cowl looks slightly better. So that is an interesting design. I do like that one. Now the next ones you'll see are kind of the ones where it's very much the suit we have now, just with a few tweaks. So this is the exact one he has now, just I think they changed the trousers a small bit, but the belt is now yellow. So that's the main part that they changed on this one, is they seemingly just made the belt yellow. And again, I think they've added some bits to the trousers, so it looks a bit more in line with the upper torso, but everything else is the same, except for these things pretty much on his bicep. I think they're add-ons with the weird little, what looks like yellow switches on it. I have no idea what they would be, but that one, it's not bad again. But then there's a comparison one for what someone did for what the first movie one is to compare to what they think the next one could be. So they haven't really done much. They've changed the bat symbol, so it's no longer the gun pieces, it's just one big solid piece. You can see the shoulder parts have changed a bit. The gauntlets on the arm has completely changed. Everything else though seems to be the same, just that they've darkened it as well. So there's not a hell of a lot of a change to that one compared to everything else. It's just part of the shoulder is different. The cape seems to be leather this time as opposed to the kind of fabricy version it was. The gauntlets on the arms have changed and the bat symbol has changed. But that's it. That's all the changes they've done for that one. But again, that is the Batman, the first movie on the left. What a concept idea for what you could do with the suit on the right. This is the one where you're like, oh, I appreciate what you were trying to do, but oof. This is the the anorexic Ben Affleck version, as I'd call it, because yeah, you can very much see that the grey and stuff is very much in line with what the Affleck suit looks like. The one thing I do like is that the suit is grey and they put the blue on the cape and the cowl and stuff, and they put the yellow line around the bat symbol. I do like that, but it's just the overall actual look and stuff. Again, I appreciate what they were trying to do here, but it's just like, no. This one, I do like this one. It is a little more, it's kind of more in line with the Arkham version of the suit. So again, you see the whole top half of the suit is what it was in the first movie. The trousers are very much what they were in the first movie. They've changed the gauntlets on the wrists, and they've put like black and gold onto the suit. Again, the one thing you'll notice with just about all of these concept art designs is the bat symbol isn't the sections of the gun anymore. It's just one solid symbol, which I do prefer that, because they never at least I don't remember if they did, if they said or mentioned that, like in the movie, that the symbol was made of the gun that killed his parents. I don't think they did, and I think a lot of people were kind of confused about the whole symbol thing. Is like, what is that? Why does it look like that? It was only kind of Matt Reeves that really came out and said in interviews like, oh yeah, that's meant to be the gun that killed his parents. So this one is interesting, but this next one I think is possibly the best one, which is this one. So you can see they've armored up the legs. The upper half look like the chest area and stuff looks a lot more solid, more armored. So although it does kind of reflect the design as it was from the first movie, it looks much more armored more than anything. The cloak looks heavier and more leather. The collar is still the same. The cowl looks a little different. I do like as well that they put the clear white eyes in it. You know, we haven't actually seen that being used properly in the movies, but this one I like. I think that's the best one so far, so I wouldn't mind if that one became the Batsuit. Because as you can see, there's minor tweaks to it. It's not a radically new, different design. But again, the bat symbol seems to be solid. It's a little more armoured. It has a lot more kind of the suit, upper half kind of design in the legs this time, as opposed to just biker pants, and the whole gauntlets have completely changed. So yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that design in the movie. But it looks like we may or may not get at least a tweaked suit in the Batman Part 2. But it looks like the Batmobile will be still the same. He might add bits or pieces to it, like some weapons, but we'll have to wait and see. But what do you guys think of these concept art ideas that have been floating about for a new suit? Would you like to see him in a new suit? And out of all of these suits, which is your favourite? Do let me know. And with that, I shall leave it there for this one. So do like and share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.